YouTube. This is Michael Kazmierski Dunn, if you guys don't know who I am, and welcome to episode 20 of the Blind Piper Reacts series. So as I promised you guys, I'm going to react to voices that I would consider hot. So we've all heard the adage, the old adage, you know, a guy looking for a hot girl, right? Like, he would say something like, she looks sexy, or like, she looks so fine, or, crap like that. And I said crap because we blind people can't see anything. So what I do is, basically, I equate that to, I can't see how they look, so I equate that to really good singing voices. And because I play the bagpipes, there is finger vibrato, where you finger a note and you really move one of your fingers up and down to make a vibrato effect. And on bagpipes, the faster the finger vibrato you have, the more dexterous your fingers are. And so I guess for me it kind of translates to, the faster vocal vibrato a girl has, the kind of hotter and more talented she sound, the hotter her voice, the more talented she sounds. In fact, I explained in a past episode how I actually got hooked on really relatively faster vibratos for another reason. It was actually because of the sound of a horse. So, like, a lot of the horse sounds I've heard were, for example, something like this. You notice how fast that vibrato is, right? I'm so used to that. I got so used to that I thought, that's kind of a normal speed for a vocal vibrato, which is interesting. And you also notice a big volume variation in the vibrato. So if I slow it down, so it's not just the pitch that varies, it's the volume that varies. And that seems to really give the hotter edge to a singing voice, if it has one. So there's actually quite a similar singing voice that I know of. Back in 2003, when she produced her only solo album, her name is Denise Leigh. As some of you may have expected, it would have been Denise Leigh, Leigh, a blind soprano opera singer from Staffordshire, England. Denise Leigh has probably one of the hottest operatic voices I've ever heard, and so I'm going to go ahead and react to Denise singing one of the pieces that showcases the technique she used to make her vibrato so perfect. This piece is called Caro, Nome che il mio cor, and it's by Giuseppe Verdi from the opera called Rigoletto, and the character is Gilda. The soprano role is named Gilda. So this was from Denise's 2003 debut album, or I should say only solo album. So here we go. So that's just a flute solo. Ooh. Now that is definitely a hot vibrato there. Wow. If there was such thing as a vocal pageant instead of a beauty pageant, if a girl had this exact kind of vibrato, she would definitely win. Now, there are those people who actually shun and hate vibratos like that. Hate to say it, but there are people who shun or hate faster vibratos like that. So it's just an instrumental kind of interlude, so I'm talking over it. And so they prefer slow vibratos. Like, what are you talking about? You guys don't know that a slow vibrato is actually going to ruin the voice, because I've read on some voice scientists' blogs that people with wobbles are going to lose their vocal dexterity. Okay, here's some more singing from Denise. You notice that volume variation in her vibrato, not just pitch? Ooh, nice portamento. The slides between the notes. Wow. Every note is just... I'm absolutely afraid to say the word sexy, because you might think, oh, what a wuss. But... it's just... wow. Ooh. I can definitely tell you've been doing some trills there, Denise. That's, like, absolutely hot. Oh my gosh. Ooh. And if you girls are looking to want to get that kind of voice, I can teach you how it's done afterwards. Ooh, nice consistent vibrato even if she changes dynamics. Ooh, that's like consistently hot vibrato on every note. Ooh. And I like how it, I don't know if it's just me, but I like how it kind of goes at the pitch and under the pitch. Usually most opera singers have a vibrato that's over and under the pitch. I don't know what it makes, I don't know how to describe it, because this one's like at pitch, under pitch, at pitch, under pitch. Nice staccato there. Ooh. Hit those notes right dead on. I'm pretty sure Denise Leigh does have perfect pitch, so that would make sense. If I had been born in like the 60s or mid-60s and British, I'm absolutely sure Denise Leigh would have definitely been my ultimate girlfriend. Because ultimately, I would love a girl with a vibrato like Denise Leigh and perfect pitch, and who has perfect pitch. And my ringtone, if Haley says something, is this. The cadenza. Really good scales. She's about to do it. I think she's about to do a trill. Ooh, that definitely shows, Denise. There is no other way to get such a hot vibrato than by practicing a dexterous trill. And I do have a link that I'll put in the description where the voice scientist and opera singer Joyce Di Donato discusses how to do that. Wow. Every note has a hot vibrato. It's just, wow. Wow. I like how it gets a little bit sharp. The note gets a little bit sharper as it progresses. It sounds a little bit more kind of, I don't want to say archaic, but it's hard to put words to it. Ooh, there you go, portamento again. Ooh. Oh, you've been definitely doing trills, Denise. Ooh. Here comes another trill. Wow. I wish more girls had a singing voice like that. I really do. So that's Caro, Nome, il mio cuore. So yeah, that was actually pretty good. Yeah, again, in the description, I'm gonna put a link of Joyce DiDonato teaching how to do a trill technique, because that, in combination with very crisp scales, or in the opera world called roulades, will definitely help you to get that hot vibrato, because I think Denise actually uses a combination of the trill technique and the roulade technique to get her, first of all, hot vibrato as far as speed goes, and also the unique volume variation that kind of sets her apart from others. It's it's just undescribable. And I hate to say it, but there are very few good opera singers left. Most opera singers have a slow wobble, and I'll let you hear what I mean by a wobble. So this is a clip of Christina Deuticombe, who was born in 1931 and died in 2014. She had one of the best vibratos back in the 60s and 70s, and she was the absolute queen of the scale technique, or the roulade technique. This was a recording after Christina had a heart attack in 1986, so this basically is what a wobble vibrato sounds like. And if you guys think that this sounds like normal opera singing to you, well, hate to say it, but this is incorrect opera singing, because a lot of young opera singers who are learning to sing opera are told, get a slow vibrato, get a slow vibrato, your vibrato is too fast, slow it down. And I think it's partly because they're taught by old people who have wobble vibratos from old age. But here's what a wobble vibrato would sound like. See how much slower that vibrato is? That's far too slow. If that sounds like normal opera singing to you guys, you gotta be aware that they're not taught correctly. Pretty good portamento there, but her vibrato is like yuck. It's like Limburger cheese. I've never had it, but I've been told that Limburger cheese tastes awful. Here's another worse example of a worse wobble. See, that one's much slower. And, hate to say it, but a ton of opera singers sound like that. Oh, my laptop's vibrating. But yeah, hate to say it, but a lot of opera singers sound like that, and a lot of people completely take this kind of slow vibrato completely for granted, thinking, oh, that's how opera is supposed to sound. Well, I don't know what I can tell you. People are at greater risk of damaging their voices with that kind of wobble vibrato. That's why Adele had to have vocal surgery, you guys know that, right? Adele had to have vocal surgery, but when she recovered from it, she actually got a better vibrato, so that's cool. So, I'm actually thinking of splitting these into basically two or three different episodes. So this is basically the first part of episode 20. So if you're new to this, definitely hit like and hit subscribe so that you can hear more really cool reactions to really cool music and just some really interesting things that happen around, in my life. So hope you enjoy and join me for the next part of episode 20, which will be Madeline Bailey, one of the hottest singing voices I've ever heard in the pop world.